Hey everyone, in this video, I want to give you some real quick advice before you start your business. My name is Blane. As a veteran, I've trained with the Army creating media campaigns. And after 6 years of military service, I would work with dozens of entrepreneurs in creating everything from logos to websites. And now, with over 15 years of experience, my goal is to help you tell a story that will impact your audience and build a brand you will be proud to bear. All right, I know it might be too late for some of y'all because you already started your business, you're already in it. And I'll make another video on what to do if you've already started your business. But for those that are thinking about starting your business, you're not sure if you want to do it, you kind of been going back and forth with this idea for a while. I just want to give you a couple of tips. I got 4 tips here. I want you to just kind of take into consideration. I'm gonna always say this, man. Advice is what it is. You take it or leave it, right? I'm gonna throw it out there. If it's useful to you, apply it. If it's not, keep it pushing. I wish you the best of luck. No harm, no foul. All right, let's get into it. So before you start your business, the first thing you want to do is really count the costs. Know how much you're going to spend. How much is it going to cost to produce one single unit of whatever it is you're trying to make or sell? Know the cost for that one unit. Know the cost for the entire operation overall. Like, what's your monthly overhead? Like, what does that look like? Really have a detailed idea of what everything costs. At the end of the day, if you don't keep score, you will lose the game. So know how much it will cost, know the month to month, and then the key to counting your costs really is how many months can you stay open? How many months can your business run? You paying for all the costs, for all the product, all the marketing, whatever you need to pay for, everything all in. How many months can you front the bill, right? If you start that business bank account, how many months can that business operate until you got to close its doors? So if that's 1 month, 2 months, 3, whatever it is, I will tell you this. It's a good idea, right? And I know a lot of people bootstrap, man. What that pretty much means is we going to pay as we go. Cool. I respect it. But still know what it costs, right? Even if you're going to just bootstrap and do it anyway, let's say you got $0, but you finna start tomorrow. Like, cool. If that's the journey you want, that's the journey you want. I respect it. I'm here for you. And let's get it. Let's make it work. But if you haven't started your business yet, this is why I'm saying this. If you haven't started your business yet and you're not already doing, just bootstrapping and trying to make it work, I'm going to ask you to consider what does it cost and how long can you keep that business open. If you can't put up the money out of your own pocket to keep that business running, I'm going to tell you, you might want to hold on before you start this business. Because at the end of the day, you can't just assume you're going to have all the customers that you need to make this work. I'd rather you err on the side of caution and be a little bit conservative with your numbers instead of thinking I'm going to have 1 million people walk through the door on day one. Just know it, you might be light some days and you're going to have some money in reserve to compensate anytime you dip below what, your average should be or whatever that looks like. So step number 1 is count the cost. Number 2, for real, and this is, it really piggybacks off 1, but understanding the risk. And so what is the risk? The risk really is, what will I lose? And how long will it take me to recover? So part of understanding your risk is knowing, what do I lose? If this thing goes to 0, yeah, you probably liquidate some of what you got. So you'll make some of that money back if you had to liquidate everything. But what do I lose? How much time do I lose? How much money do I lose? And how long will it take me to recover? I would say put a dollar amount to it. I think just because that's what your business is going to be based around is just really revenue. So have a dollar amount of knowing how much will you lose. Yeah, you could probably sell some of the equipment, like I said, but I would still calculate everything as if everything was a total loss. That way, hands down what that number all in is. If it's 250,000, it's 250,000. Now, let's say you can sell a lot of the equipment and maybe you could sell $100,000 worth of equipment or whatever you might have. Well, now you're really only down 150, right? But still, call it 250 just so you know and you have a better idea of, okay, if this doesn't work out, what am I losing? Now that you know, okay, man, I might lose $250,000 on this deal. Ask yourself, how long will it take for you to recover that? If you lose $250,000, can you make that back within a month, 2 months, 6 months, a year, 2 years, 3 years, whatever the case may be, right? So if it's going to take you 10 years to make that money back, then you really need to consider if that's the risk you're willing to take. And only you can make that decision. But we'll get there. Now the third thing you want to do is make a plan. Look, if you're gonna put $250,000 on the line, then I urge you, please have a plan as to what that money looks like month in, month out. Have a plan as to, okay, when do we roll out? When do we launch our product, right? I'm gonna assume you did some kind of research and development, you done some product testing, you're good to go, you're ready to launch. Know what your launch date is. And then from the moment you have a launch date, what are your benchmarks from there? So are you reviewing every 30 days, 60 days, 9 days? What does that really look like? You review weekly. I mean, I'd encourage you to review weekly and kind of see where things are. I know sometimes, depending on what your business is, it may be a week or two before you really get some data back, to really be able to make an assessment. But either way it goes, make a plan, really, set some goals and kind of know, okay, by first quarter we want to do this, by second quarter we want to do this. I've said this before that I typically, the way I run my business is I run it off the quarter. So roughly about 90 days, 13 weeks, somewhere in there, to really kind of go, okay, I'm gonna roll this plan out for 90 days and see what the results are. So, have a plan, and have goals set in place so you're driving towards that goal. Now, as you start to get into the review process, you kind of already know, okay, are we where we want to be? Are we hitting what we want to hit? This, that, or the other. So, and then finally, simple, simple. Make a decision. You gonna do this business thing or not, man? I mean, I want everybody who watches this video, everyone who sees this video. I believe everybody should own a business. If you don't own a business, you should have ownership in a business, which means you should be investing. So everybody should have some kind of stake in the game when it comes to a business or businesses of sorts, right? So whether you're investing in the stock market or you're investing in your neighbor's business, obviously investing in your neighbor's business is going to have a little bit more risk than, a Fortune 500 company, right? So regardless of what that is, I think everybody should either own their own business or be invested in a business. The key to wealth is ownership. So, make a decision. The last step, make a decision. So I'm going to recap it real quick. The first thing you want to do is count the costs. All right. Know how much it's going to cost you for every product and on the month to month to operate your business. The second thing would be understanding your risk. What will you lose if everything goes wrong, and how long will it take you to recover? The third thing is plan accordingly. Have benchmarks set in place. Know if you're on track or off track, right? And finally, make a decision. All right. I wish you the very best in all of your endeavors. I want you to go out there, start a business, build an empire, leave your legacy. Y'all know what it is, man. Until the next video. Peace and love.